Hey makers, welcome to part 2 of building the mini frame. On this step we're going to need our motor hardware bag, our motors, and our brackets, as well as our 2x4 by 6 foot boards as our top and bottom beams. The first step is to measure the actual length of our 6 foot 2x4s. The boards won't be 6 feet, they're usually a little bit longer, which is why we want to measure and find the exact center. So we're going to measure that distance, divide it in half, and then mark that exact center on each board. This is so we can always line both these boards up with their center lines. Now, once we get these center lines on there, we're going to turn them up on their 2-inch edges, and we're going to write top on each one so they can always be oriented in the correct way. And then we're going to write top beam on one and bottom beam on the other. Now we're going to use the speed square to extend that line from the front face all the way around the edge, so we have the center line all the way around on our board. And then we're going to measure out 3 feet from center from each side. So that's 3 feet out on the right and 3 feet out on the left. And then on those marks, we're going to draw another straight line just inside the ends of our board, more than likely because your board is a little bit longer than 6 feet. Now we're going to align our motor mounting brackets exactly straight on those 3 foot from center lines, and we're going to attach them with 2 diagonal screws on top and 1 on the front. And we want to make sure that it's exactly square on that line and flush with the board. For this next step, we're going to grab one of the XY motors, doesn't matter which one, and a motor screw and a motor washer. So put the washer around the screw and then put all 4 of those into our XY motor. And it doesn't matter which side the motors go on, you just want to make sure that the cylindrical parts are going toward the center. The last thing that we're going to do on this part is to attach our motor sprockets to our motors. So to do that, we're going to put the set screw into the hole on each one of our sprockets, and then we're going to align the sprockets onto the motor shaft with the sprocket parts going toward the outside and the set screw lined up with the flat part of the motor shaft. That's so it doesn't shift back and forth while the motor is turning. And then we're going to tighten that using that 3mm hex wrench. And once that's all nice and snug, we'll repeat it on the other side, and our motors are attached.